welcome this very, very important event where we're going to actually activate the Sports for Peaceful Elections campaign. We have representation from the Football Kenya Federation. We have representation from Google, that's myself, Amanda Gisharukumoli. We also have representatives from the United Nations. I think I saw Nasser on the side over there. Or is Nasser moved to Nasser here? So he's actually going to be speaking to us in a little bit. He's from the UN Information Center, the director. So to begin, what I'd like to do is invite Nasser to say a few words about this campaign. So thank you so much, Nasser.
Karibuni, asanteni sana, thank you very much. When we first conceived on this idea, we had a belief in its soul, its necessity. We just didn't know it would be as successful as it's turning out to be.
In 2007, we witnessed very nasty violence which took place in Kenya. And as sports disciplines and the UN, we thought it is important for us to talk to our people so that they vote peacefully. So on behalf of the football family in this country, on behalf of my colleagues, we are requesting and demanding for a peaceful elections. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, the football fraternity, we are together to make sure that there is peace in the country. Thank you very much, and God bless you. God bless Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those words. I'd like to call Dr. Chuan from the NCIC to give us a few words about the importance of integration and cohesion and peace in this election.
As a commission charged with the mandate of trying to make Kenyans live peacefully, we definitely feel very proud that the sports fraternity came together. I know Mr. Musa from the UN has been very passionate about this. He was involved in our peace process after the 2008 violence. So it is we Kenyans decide that we are going to go through these elections peacefully so that we go on with our lives, because election will come and pass, but our lives will continue. Thank you very much. We do appreciate what you are doing, and God bless us all, and go through the elections peacefully. Thank you.
I just want to add that we need a very, very peaceful election. We in Athletics Kenya, we really suffered in 2008, and we can't afford to see what we saw in 2008. So I would like to urge all Kenyans to behave like sportsmen so that we have a very peaceful country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that word. So as we close the program, we just have to have a small word from one of you, a fellow player, someone who understands these issues, who's a youth, who's probably witnessed some of these wrangles in the previous election. So I'd like to call Cliff from the Ligidogo team.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I don't have a lot to say. All I can say is I wish all of us would have a peaceful elections, since peace means happiness. Thank you.
And just as you leave, probably you've already heard us mention that these videos that have been running on YouTube, and they have about 400,000 views. So you'll actually be able to see them there on the screen on that side. So at the end, if you want to watch them, we have the advertisement promoting peace from Harambee Stars, and we also have one from the Rugby Sevens team. So with that, thank you so much for attending this event. Thank you so much for supporting peace. And we urge you on Monday to keep these messages in mind as you vote responsibly and peacefully. Thank you so much.
At the moment, I must say, as I said earlier, we lost some of our athletes during the 2007-2008 violence. And we can't live to see that one again this time. And we are very, very, very optimistic that nothing will happen, because we have really preached a lot of peace, and everybody knows that it is peace that brings people. I'll give you an example of Tekla Lorupe's peace run in Kapenguria. It has really brought the warriors together. They used to fight, but now they have seen that instead of fighting, they're running. We give them sparks all the time. And we have produced quite a number of good athletes from that area, because they know to live harmony with your neighbor peacefully with your neighbor will always bring some progress. And that's what we are preaching this. And because we are optimistic that nothing will happen, you know, we have got a team preparing to go to represent this country in the World Cross Country Championships in Bydgoszcz, Poland. We gave them permission to go home today, go and vote peacefully, and come back to the camp on Tuesday, because we don't expect anything to happen. And that's exactly what will happen. And therefore, we would like everybody to embrace peace, and because peace is the success of everything.
UNDP, as you know, is responsible for the UN agencies in terms of supporting the architecture, the structures of the election process, IEBC, NCIC, etc., etc. And they've supported a lot of peace campaigns. So when we came to them, we said, look, we have this initiative for sports. You know, what do you think? They said, wonderful, because they understood the language of sports is a universal language. Everybody speaks. It's not one of tribe, it's not one of age, it's not one of anything. It is the language of sports. Right? And they understood immediately how much penetration that language could have amongst the people we were targeting. And who were we targeting? We were targeting young people. Why? Because they are the majority of those who incite violence. Right? They are the guys who are sitting around unemployed and are easy to be tricked and cheated by politicians who have no interest but their own selfish interests. So how do you talk to these guys? You talk to them in the language they understand, the language of sports. You talk to them through men and women who they want to emulate. Sportsmen like Dennis Oliech, Wanyama, Paul Target, you know, those guys they want to be. And this whole initiative is really based on that. To tell them, hey, wait a minute, there is another narrative. It's not just a narrative of violence and destruction. It's one of peace and justice and one Kenya.